Why do some teachers just run away within the first few weeks or first few months of their teaching career? Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tito here. Hope you're well, hope you're good, hope you're happy, and hope you're positive. Now today I want to talk about a very important topic titled The Dilemma of a New Teacher. The word new means something you've not done before, something quite strange, something different from what you've always known. Okay, so now how do we handle newness now in the teaching of the context of the teaching world? All right, so at one time or the other we've all been new, whether in a particular trade, in a particular sector, in a particular venture, whatever it is, we've always been newbies. And of course, over time, you're going to remove the cloak of newness and wear the experience and the expertise cloak. Now let's dive straight into this. My own personal experience, when I was new, when I just got into teaching, I felt like a fish out of water. Honestly, I juggled everything. I had to learn everything. Well, I had good support to an extent. Yeah, I had experience. In fact, the most experienced teachers were in my team at that time. So in the school, so they were in my team at that time. So I had a lot of people who I could run to. So I was never ashamed to run around, to ask questions, to get things done. I was new to lesson planning. I was new to having so much children in such a structured environment, and having to deliver my lessons. Okay, so it was a bit tough for me. And I remember the first thing I did was I was teaching, I think, 8-9-year-olds at that time. Okay, I was their class teacher, and one thing that I did at that time was I was friendly with them. I bonded. I think that was my first assignment I gave myself. I bonded with these children. A lot of high five, a lot of, oh, let's do this together. They even helped me, settle in. There are some things you'll be told during induction, and you would only really feel the experience when you're right there in the classroom. So trust me, these children were angels. They really helped me. So I bonded with them. I took time out, and you know how it is with children. I had a group of about 20 something children in the classroom then, my first year. So I had to understand each student. I had to befriend them. I had to make them like me. I had to bond with them. Some children are quiet, they don't really relate quickly, and you have some bubbly ones and all of that. So I had to spend the first few days bonding with these children. And I was also proactive in my information to the parents. I introduced myself to them. I told them, they should let me know what they think I should know about their children that will help us in our journey, because I made them realize that, the teaching, the teacher work, and the parents and the students in the middle is all like a teamwork. Okay, so now when I really started, I knew I spent a lot of time in school, and I spent a lot of time doing schoolwork. I had to just do it. I had no other option. So school closed at 2 p.m. and I remember most times I stayed in school till 6 p.m. Honestly, I stayed in school till 6 p.m. I had to do up my decorations. I had to make sure I had my theme-based display on the walls. I had to make sure I do my lesson planning. So I did a lot of draft of my lesson plans. I sent them to my colleagues to proofread and give me ideas, and before I tendered it for the right submission and all of that. So it took me a lot of time. I did a lot of research. I spoke to teachers even who were not in my team, to just get the whole idea of what I'm expected to do. So I think it was quite very good, because I had fewer lesson plans returned to me, because like I said earlier, I would always make sure that I did it beforehand. I took it for criticisms and got the right things done, and I log it in right even before the deadline. So it was quite hard for me, because whenever I get home, I'm still working. I just eat, relax, do my stuff at home, and I still end up working. So it wasn't so roller coaster at the beginning, I must say, but the drive helped me. The bonding with the children helped me. The being a free spirit, I'm this kind of jolly-go-lucky person, so I was able to access my colleagues. I was able to access, the people that are not even maybe teachers in my school through phone calls, discussions. So I immersed myself into the teaching world. Let me just put it like that. And I was so hungry to get it right. So I think that with that kind of attitude that was seen in me, because even years after, I had those experienced teachers of mine, colleagues of mine tell me, oh, you came in really ready. You came in to deliver. You came in to make your mark and all that. So, but not everybody have this story to tell. And this is where I'm going to just navigate through this discussion. Now, a lot of teachers do run away, right? You heard me. A lot of teachers do run away few days or few weeks or few months of getting into the teaching world. They will tell you that their colleagues were not cooperative, there's a lot of maybe toxicity, and there's no hand holding, there's no mentoring. And the truth is, wherever it is you're coming from has a different structure from where you are right now. No two institutions are the same. So you need to learn. You need to be able to have people who will let you know, oh, you're new, this is the induction plan, this is what we expect of you to do, and effective communication and teamwork. Okay, now if you're working in a place where teamwork is high, collaboration is high, and there's effective communication, you're not likely to be sad doing that work. Okay, now new teachers have to cope with lesson planning. And as a teacher, you know how important it is to do your lesson plans, okay? So, some people are not used to some of the terms that are used in the lesson plan. Maybe you're a new teacher, or maybe you're crossing over from another career into teaching, and you're expected to know everything, all right? So lesson planning is one area of struggle that new teachers struggle with. They also struggle with the routine. Okay, so you have a timetable where you're trying to figure out, okay, when do I end this class so that my children will exit to the next period, how I'm going to make sure that all assignments are given, I'm giving the adequate feedback, I'm able to bring my lesson plan into life. Okay, so those are the things that a new teacher finds very, very stressful. And also when it comes to parents could, some parents are quite nice when they know you're new. They sit back, and some are proactive. They let you know, oh, this is what I feel you should know about my child. Some they are busy in their own world doing their things and all of that. But some parents, maybe the teacher that was in that class before you came in had not too pleasant experience with them, and they just take it out on you. It sure happens, right? So the new teacher has to be well informed to know that, okay, this class that you're employed to teach, these are the issues we had, and this is how we think you should address it. Then bring your own input. It makes you ready. So mentally you're ready. Not being defensive, but knowledge is power. The more you know, the more acute you will be, and the easier it will be for you to just ease into the whole thing. All right. So new teachers also struggle with their colleagues. There are some colleagues, definitely, they are going through their own everyday stuff, right? They might not be as friendly, jolly, happy that you think they should be, but that's how it is in human relations. However, your line manager is also very important to you. Everybody is important to you. And don't be ashamed to ask questions. Don't be ashamed to tell them what you feel. Don't be ashamed to tell them, okay, please, can you guide me on so and so? And if you feel you're still going to need the person's input after school, you might just do well to inform, okay, is it okay for me to call you around 4 p.m. to 4:15 p.m.? It's more courteous, okay? Not just you just calling after school hours and expecting them to receive you with open arms. Who people have their lives to live, all right? So we need to be very relatable and very flexible. One other thing that makes new teachers settled in is the line manager, right? Now, people have different skills of managing people, and I must tell you, I've had fantastic, when I say fantastic, I've had fantastic line managers and bosses who were always there for me. I think, well, not everybody have the same story to tell, okay? But if you have a line manager that would see the good in you, that would always encourage you, that you can always access, that you can always tell, okay, this is what I feel about so and so, it makes life easier for you. You're not fighting, you're not on a battlefield, okay? You're there to make progress in the school, you're there to make progress in the life of the children. So if you have that kind of backing, I must tell you, you are very, very, very lucky. All right. So a lot of times people will tell you, people leave jobs. People don't just leave jobs, they leave because of their manager. Okay. So if you're a manager, what kind of a manager are you? Are you approachable? Do you communicate effectively? Do you delegate with reflection? All right. Are you a leader or a ruler? There are some line managers that they are outrightly rulers. They just give out the direction, the instruction, and you're on your own. No, it's not meant to be. You're meant to guide. You're meant to know, okay, this is her area of strength, this is the area I need to work on. And even as a manager, if you're not able to handle it, delegate to a member of your team that you know is good at let me say lesson planning. Okay. And keep getting updates, keep getting feedback, show genuine interest. Okay. Some managers don't even care whether you're feeling well or you're not feeling well or whatever it is. They do not really care. And well, as human beings, it's necessary for us to have that human feeling. And we are dealing with human beings. We are dealing with children, not computers, not just paperwork. Because the most important there is for us to make our children happy, to create the most beautiful learning experiences we can ever think of creating. All right. So dilemma of a new teacher. A new teacher is still struggling also to not make too many mistakes and to be in the good book of the management, which most of the time you don't have power over. Okay. So if your line manager is not bringing out your strength and always going to tell about something that is your weakness or something you struggle with, it might not put you in a good picture. But all I will need to say to any new teacher, this is actually October, so for new teachers who are just getting into teaching, maybe like this is your second month or something in the real classroom practice, how have you been coping with it? Have you had good friendship with your team members? Have you gotten the support you required? Are you happy doing what you're doing? And I must say that as much as you've been in any organization for, let me say, teaching in school for a year or two, it is your unwritten responsibility to help the new teacher settle in as much as you can. All right. Let's just imagine that you have to change your job as an experienced teacher. You're going to another school. You're still new. There's still that new tag on you. All right. And you require people to receive you with open arms, to be warm towards you, to help you settle in, and all of that. So if all those are not there, you will not feel so good. All right. And I believe that one good turn deserves another. If you're good to people, most likely you're going to have people being good to you. All right. So the dilemma of a new teacher is something that we all face. I faced mine when I got into teaching, but like I said, I was focused. I wanted to learn. I didn't want to be late. I wanted to do my things the way it's supposed to be done. And I befriended the children. Like I said, my children were my pallies. So they were the ones that went home to tell their parents, oh, so they constantly, they were just in love with their teacher, and it made everything easier for me. And if your children and parents are not complaining, you've got half of your work done. All right. So, and before you get to that point, you'll have done a lot of background work. Like we know, teaching is mostly what you do before you get into the classroom. So how prepared are you with your lesson plan? How conducive is your class? And your management of behavior. How do you manage your classroom? This is one thing that every teacher needs to learn. Forget whatever it is you've learned in the college or teacher training school. Once you get into the room, it's another ball game entirely. You're facing human beings, not when you're writing the theory part of managing and bonding with children. So you have to relate with every child, and try not to have special children. Try and take peculiar interest in each of the children, because you never can tell. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned one or two things. Please make sure you help any new teacher around you, help them settle in, because the world is a very small place. You don't know where you can find yourself tomorrow. So please share the love. Please help a new teacher today. If you've not done that already, please embrace them. Teach as much as you can, coach as much as you can, mentor them, and let them enjoy the teaching world. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm sure to see you in my next video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and drop your wonderful comments in the section box below. Bye for now.